Yeah, I don't think Poppy has to get a whole lot done here, and if she does, it's probably going to be, I feel like around the Nami. That's the only lane where they really have good setup in. I think ganking a Fiora is very hard. Kassadin obviously doesn't have very great gank setup.
Yeah, but here we are again. Game 3 of the night. We've got Dewish team coming up against Impunity esports. A lot to prove for Dewish, and a lot to secure for Impunity esports, I think, coming into this as the favorites. See if Dewish team are able to pull out the upset.
Okay, Kassadin's actually gone for first strike, which is not something you see very often. Normally, when you're playing Kassadin against these kind of range champs, you're looking at something like Spellbook. It is quite hard to stack Conqueror when you're getting kited around by champs like Zeri, so going for something else kind of makes sense. First strike, though, it's kind of the ultimate scaling. Well, I think it's more that you're playing for some time in the mid game when you're side laning. You know, you're kind of just like ulting onto people, not necessarily going for the kill, just like trying to get gold. And also, I think you just having the inspiration tree is really, really nice on Kassadin. You can take the stopwatch, you know, futures market. There's a lot of good stuff in there.
He has up to full the dematerializer as well, so hopefully trying to rein in a little bit of the prior that mission is going to be likely obtaining.
I like the demat. If you can use that on cannons, kind of reduces Rise with roaming a little bit.
Okay, I have to call this out. What is that Kassadin skin?
I didn't see it, but I'm sure it's
level 1
great.
trade.
Yeah, little poke going back and forth.
Man, the bot lanes have been really aggressive. I feel like we've seen a lot of sort of early level trading from bot lanes. Lucian Nami, yeah, I don't know. I always find it a bit troubling when the Lucian Namis are taking level 1 trades because it feels like you can do so much more by saving your HP for the level 2 spike.
Yeah, at the same time, I feel like if you give up that first wave, it's really hard to do stuff on the second and third if they just kind of build it into you. So I think you almost have to contest even if you don't want to. I'm not sure what Kassadin's skin that is. Might be a Chroma or something.
Yeah.
Now, IMP's bot lane hits level 2 first, so it's going to deal quite a lot of damage. But it's not something that can't be sustained back up. There's still a lot of potions available to DWT's bot lane.
Yeah, that's an interesting play. Atlan and Nature both opting to use their barrier and exhaust for a slightly more favorable trade very early on. And I don't know if that was very worth it because it turned out to be pretty even, and now their potions down and 2 summoners down. Doesn't bode well for them when level 3 takes over.
Okay, so Sedge is invading. This is definitely the price you pay for blind picking Kassadin. Or just picking Kassadin in general and say, oh my god, he actually hasn't checked. Okay, Sedge is here and Rise does have first move. He is going to probably end up losing this red, and I don't think there's a whole lot that can be done about it.
Oh, he's coming back around, WSL. Okay. He's not ready to give it up.
Yeah, no, he's risking it. Oh, I think maybe should have just flash smited it.
Yeah,
he did have a ward on it.
Toughie. Okay. There's a toughie.
Honestly, could maybe even look at these Crows. It would be pretty greedy, I feel like.
Yeah. It's
okay, it's actually just going to clear the ward. Yeah, don't quite have enough bot priority to go all the way to Krugs.
Pretty ambitious. Would have been cool to watch.
Indeed. But yeah, the mid matchup kind of going as expected. Although, even if these small leads come through for the Sedge, if the team doesn't fall too far behind, then Kassadin will still be in a pretty solid spot.
Yeah, Mission already doing a very good job in applying pressure onto Xiaotu in the mid lane. Xiaotu does have the Doran's shield though, so he isn't going to mind that too much. But I think it's important to not run too low because you don't want to have to base too early and not be able to buy anything.
Yeah, I think here he probably just bases for tier, I'm guessing, which is, you know, it's definitely good enough.
Yeah.
Although it is going to be forced to TP, I imagine. Yeah, so TP's back to lane. Is not going to have the catalyst for a very long time then, which is, you know, you're kind of expecting that. Rise, though, is building up a very significant lead here. Is most likely going to pick up the catalyst very early. Gets a ward onto the Raptors.
Mission's actually got the tier start as well, so he's going to hit his spike quite a lot earlier.
Yeah,
wow,
nice damage.
He's just going.
I think he probably just like pushes a couple more waves here, then goes for the catalyst. Poppy might actually look mid here just to kind of make the base awkward for Rise.
Alex
I don't think you can ever kill him.
W starts looking.
Yeah,
Mission's gonna have to
don't think it's nah, there's no way you have to burn Flash.
Okay.
I'm sorry, that champ's just useless. But yeah, no, the Kassadin, he obviously can't provide anything for the ganks, but I think having some kind of pressure from mid like that it's pretty nice for the Kassadin. Any kind of little bit of pressure alleviated feels really, really good. And if Poppy doesn't have anything else to do, then that's kind of fun.
Yeah, and that bleeds across the map as well, right? Because now Mission's forced to base. He's going to have to TP back to the wave under his tower, and that gives bot lane a bit more breathing room to do what they're doing right now.
Does have the catalyst, so he's basically full build. TP's on the map. Poppy is behind bot lane, but it's probably just going to reset. And now when Ryze hits 6 here, is going to be probably the scariest part for DWT. Trying to manage the fact that Ryze and Sedge are just going to have so much more move around the map. And also Sedge starting to build up a pretty significant lead off that mid priority. How broken is mid prior?
Pretty broken. Yeah, Alex is coming around as well. It seems like they're going to try and sync it up so that they can both walk around the bot side jungle and get stuff done.
I think Sedge could honestly just look to start Dragon here. If you can manage to get this... Ooh, okay, interesting. Yeah, so notice Kassadin doesn't have TP. It's a nice freeze. We love some lane control. Will they start the drag? I think they should, but maybe they won't given the mid wave. If they want to keep denying more mid, yeah, maybe. In fact, Sedge could even look for something mid, burn the Kassadin flash.
Alex is waiting in the wings. Xiaotu's a little bit careful. He's hovering around the top side as well to make sure he has maximum reaction time. Alex coming in now. Xiaotu just takes 6. That is unfortunate.
Yeah. Still has time to go towards the drag if they want.
Hitting that level 6 is really big for Xiaotu though, because it means that Mission's ability to get mid prio is heavily decreased from that. I mean, he can still secure it, but comes at a price. Yeah,
and I also think that once Kassadin hits 6, you're no longer threatened by ganks pretty much at all. You know, you're going to be able to, you're not going to be scared of the jungler whatsoever. I think Sedge is kind of looking bot, maybe just going to clear this bush out. Might actually run straight into Poppy here. Yeah, it does spot out the Sedge. Is going to start this drag with the bot pro. Has mid pro as well, so you have to think that Impunity just picks this up here. I don't think there's any way to stop it.
Yeah.
And if they can get this and reset back towards topside, they actually might just be able to get the Herald as well, which would be pretty nice, because they're definitely not a team that scales poorly by any means.
For sure.
So and pick this up.
Speaking of scaling, Atlan and Nature are doing pretty well for themselves in the bot lane, despite going up against the Lucian army. It feels like they're actually winning a lot of these trades that they're having. And that kind of comes back to an annoying part of Yuumi, where it feels like to really shut down the lane, you need to actually all in them rather than having these short trades, because she can easily sustain it up, she can easily tank a little bit of damage for her AD carry, and it makes it really hard to come out on top.
Yeah. 30 CS lead in mid, by the way. That's pretty insane.
Wow.
Okay, getting a pretty nice trade here, but it's going to be slowly sustained back up. Now, Sedge is, I think, going to do red and then maybe look top, maybe just force some kind of top play. Okay, looking for the dive bot. There is a TP from Fiora, but I don't think it'll be used. Cleanse is popped as well. Ooh, wow. I think the Zeri's actually okay. They managed to play that really damn well. The Ryze ult's down. Wow, okay. I almost want to see a replay on that, because all sums were used from Zeri and Yuumi, but they do manage to outplay it.
Yeah, that was really well played, especially by Atlan, having the fancy feat. I'm sure we'll see a replay of it, but he pretty much positions himself constantly, never in threat of the Poppy stun into the wall, which is exactly what Dewish team need to be able to secure that kill.
Yeah, that was very nice, and it looks like the Herald is going to go down. Maybe Cassante is going to try. No, is not going to be able to. So Impunity kind of just getting everything.
Yeah, really great for them. And the best thing is that Atlan and Nature can just walk down a mid and collect the wave that Mission left behind. So really not much loss on the map at all. I guess the only downside is that Xiaotu gets a fairly free back. But the Rift Herald's down, Mission's got a plate bot, he's got a couple waves, and the gold lead.
Yeah, it's definitely worth it. Kassadin does have, or doesn't have TP quite yet, so might lose this wave or even lose the plate. Yeah, I have to feel like that's not super worth it. The Fiora also has a cull, I didn't even know that, but...
And she's also 15 CS up, this is,
Ryze just hit Roa at 9 minutes, that's a pretty nice timing. Yeah, that guy's been, I mean, look how far behind Kassadin is in terms of items. Obviously, Kassadin, you know, has to start with the Dawn Shield, but okay.
This is a bit...
He finds the Yuumi, but I don't think there's really any damage. Oh, Xante gets the first blood. Okay, no, this is not happening again. I refuse. Okay, they finally engage. Poppy just instantly blows up.
Everyone's just instantly dying.
Okay, the Kassadin does get out here, but it's going to be forced to ult over another wall. Will have ult in time. I don't think he needs to flash. Can just play it patiently. Yep, so he gets out, but wow. Poppy actually just exploded. She pretty much has no defensive stats, only just now bought the Kindle Gem. Okay, yeah, Poppy is rapidly approaching useless tier.
Yeah, I mean, the other members of Duo's team trying to do their best to sort of salvage that situation, but they can't really do much as soon as WCL gets popped. Pepper even drops like the whole culling, and it's just not enough to get anything on the backside of that fight. Impunity looking like the game is almost fully in their control right now. 3 winning lanes.
3. You see what happened top?
No, okay, well, he's still
Okay, finds the kill onto the Nami. Yeah, the Rise is just having so much impact on the map as well. It's not like Rise is going to really get outscaled by Cassian. Like, sure, maybe ultra late game, but Rise is so far ahead on that scaling curve that it almost doesn't matter. Don't tell me this is going to be another one.
Oof.
She's taking a lot of damage for free. Doesn't have TP as well. Is there any honey fruit up? Because he's actually going to kind of struggle to stay in lane. Okay, there is some honey fruit. She's going to go gobble that up.
Atlan and Nature pressuring Pepper under tower pretty well as well. Wow, that is a lot of poke damage. Pepper is going to have to... I mean, he does have Inhua coming back soon with the heals. But the Impunity bot lane already sort of asserting their dominance very early on into the game.
Yeah. This mid lane lead is kind of continuing to go. Okay, we see the replay on whatever happened top. So I think Fiora, yeah, just kind of got under tower and
didn't parry anything.
Yeah. Way too much damage taken. I mean, this champ is very unfair. I think.
Yeah, wow. too many dashes, dude. Rift Herald popped bot lane by Alex. I don't think that's gonna fully kill the turret.
I think it will, pretty much. Oh, okay, never mind. Herald's so weak now, but
up.
It is gonna go down. And I think that's probably the most successful Herald of the day. I think so far Heralds have just been used pretty much to take, you know, 2 of the top 5 plates. But now, actually managing to get that first tower, it's almost a 4k gold lead, which is largely in mid and bot.
Yeah, Dewish team looking to see what they can get on the return side of this at top. But Driver, he's going to be pretty comfortable holding his parry and just taking those minions out. Mission also kind of lurking a little bit close by in realm orb range, just in case something happens. But Mission just has so much freedom over this game. It feels like he just deletes mid-wave and walks to wherever he wants.
He has so much time to do anything.
And he's managed to maintain very good CS per minute as well.
Yeah. Yeah, can actually just move in here and kind of clear out
walks past the ward, doesn't even care.
I think they're just going to lane swap after the drag. So Rise walks all the way down. This is second drag going over already. Impunity are looking in a very, very good spot. Really, the only point of contention is in the top lane. But Cassante is a very strong champion, but I'm not sure if it can make up for the other 4 losing members right now. Yeah, Rise is just snowballing, kind of out of control. Picking up a lot of CS on the side lane. More plates going over here. How many plates have been taken? It's 5 bot, 2 mid, and 1 top. So a lot of extra gold just
What does that add up to?
You work it out.
11.
Oh, I thought you meant in gold, not plates, but...
Oh wait, it's not 11. I'm a liar.
Stop lying. Never math in public.
Never. I've learned that the hard way.
Poppy's kind of looking mid, but all sums are up for the Zeri Yuumi. I'm not sure. Yeah, nothing can really happen here. Poppy is pretty much a support at this point. Actually, the same level as a support.
It's really rough for WSL. I mean, regardless of how weak he is, he's going to have that utility, but not having that survivability on top of that makes it really rough for him to play fights, because he's probably just going to block one thing and then die.
Okay, trying to contest for this mid wave. It's a split map, so both ADs are hugging towards their respective side. Was that a ghost? I thought I heard a ghost. Oh yeah, it was Fiora's ghost.
Yeah, WSL keeps trying to make stuff happen on the top side. I think that is his best chance of finding a play.
So hard to do anything though. Fiora's just so hard to actually kill. Like, you can force her off the tower, sure, but Rise is getting so much on the other side. Actually just, yeah, forcing him under tower, harassing him off creeps. The problem is, even if Kasten scales insanely well, he's just not scaling at the same rate as Rise right now, because Rise is just farming so much faster.
And he's got 5 stacks on his Rod of Ages to Cassidy's 1 now. He is going to hit that spike, and that is going to be Impunity's big window to really start making stuff happen. Rift Herald is respawning again in 10 seconds. We'll see if Impunity...
Yeah, I think both teams put on their waypoints to the Herald.
Ooh.
So there might be a fight for this. Cassante is strong. I still feel like...
I don't see a way where the Dewish team can win this fight.
Yeah, I think Cassidy and Poppy might just be too weak. Now, Poppy is really not going to get any stronger, which is kind of sad to say, but she's sort of just out of the game. Cassidy, on the other hand, you know, he is definitely still scaling up, is not level 11. I think this just goes over to Impunity, and I think Dewish team should try just trade on the other side of the map. Okay, Cassidy pings that he's going bot, so they are giving this up. Most likely can get damage on bot tower. Rise doesn't have TP, so I think they are going to end up losing the bot wave, but do pick up the Herald, and that Herald is probably going mid. Tower is already pretty low.
What a fall from grace for Lucian Nami. They're getting bullied by the Zeri Yumi so much, and they haven't really been able to do much Lucian Nami stuff yet. They probably have got a decent amount of first strike gold up their, up their sleeve, but I think the Zeri Yumi in the late game team fights is going to be a lot more impactful. Ooh.
Yeah, they actually look for some engage, but it goes wide.
Nice
they
try from
might
Alex.
actually look for 2 here, because Kassanen is still bot. Yeah, I think they can actually play for 2 towers here, which is feels pretty bad.
Oh.
Okay, the Poppy ult forces Sedge out. A TP is coming in from
Mission's just going to
Kassanen.
walk out with phase rush.
Zeri's caught on the side. I think Zeri is going to go down. It has flash, but Kassanen is right there.
Ellen's on the run.
Oh, she's used all her suns.
Oh,
All the
Yumi's...
rise. Oh, okay, so Lucian picks up the kill, and are they going to chase more? The blast cone
Well, Mission's in
actually
trouble.
goes kind of crazy. Kassanen's out of mana here, doesn't have any more ults that he can use. So 1 kill goes over to Lucian. A lot of sums were used, but Fiora gets the top tower. I think even though Dewish team kind of got as much as they could there, it's still not enough.
Yeah, I mean, that was a lot of fanfare for what was ultimately just 1 kill in the end. I mean, sure, it's good, but I don't think it's good enough to pull them out of the hole that they're in right now. Dragon is up in 1 minute, and it does feel like Impunity esports just still quite a lot stronger than Dewish team.
Yeah. One thing I'm happy about is that the Fiora didn't TP into that fight and just took the tower. I think that's definitely what you're meant to do as Fiora in this situation. If K'Sante goes to too many fights, you just end up too far behind Fiora that you can't actually do anything on the side lane anymore. So if that point is reached, Fiora will be just like way more impactful. But until that happens, K'Sante obviously much stronger in team fights. Ryze is getting pretty close. Actually, does just pick up the tier now. At 17 minutes. Okay, this is a double TP coming in. These guys, neither of them have flashes. There's no Ryze ult, but I think they might be out of position. Can they follow? Ryze gets the flashy W onto the Nami. The Nami just instantly goes down. Can they get the Lucian? Lucian also does not have flash. I think Fiora just takes him out, right? Cleanses,
Cleanse pop for nothing.
Yeah, okay, that was interesting.
Wow.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah, nice double TP, very decisive.
For sure. 2 easy pickups, and that's going to be pretty much the drag secured for them as well. But they're not going to look for it just yet. They're going to keep pressuring this top side and see how much they can get from the 2 bot laners being down. They still have like very good opportunity to find a pick here, but I think they are going to start slowly making their way to the Kim Tech Drake.
So this will be 3rd Dragon going over, and I have to say, okay, we're going to see a replay of this double TP. It was really smart, by the way, the way they kind of split here. I think if they go the same way, there is a chance maybe that at least one member can get out. But here, what they did, just a flashy W onto the Nami basically secures it, and then with them both being flashless, Fiora's just able to come and kill this Lucian. And also, they did a really good job just immediately spreading out after this. You know, the other teammates aren't following this. They're already getting other resources. So very efficient out of Impunity, and probably the cleanest game from them, or from anyone today.
Oh, Driver facing against Lakanai again. He has gone all out,
Cass
but
is
doesn't
nearby.
have
He doesn't have a whole lot of mana. Actually picks Nami somehow. I think she got Sedge ulted. Fiora's going for the 1v2, but is out of mana. I don't think she wins this, but yeah, I think given that she's out of mana, is probably going to go down. Kassanen does get the kill, which is kind of scary.
But Impunity already immediately looking for even more picks on the bot side.
Poppy doesn't have flash, but I don't think they quite have the damage to get her. No, do not quite. This is a tier 2 tower that's going to go down, although Kassanen is going to get that bounty on the top tier 1. Gold difference, though, is starting to get pretty crazy. And 3 dragons as well. It feels like Kassanen, I mean, he's getting fed, but it's just too little too late once again.
Yeah, 6k gold lead for Impunity esports. Board of Ages almost fully stacked for mission as well. They're really about, yeah, and Allen's hit 2 items on Zeri as well. This is probably one of the biggest spikes in the game, and I don't see how, I don't know, what angle do you think your team need to find to win a fight?
I think if you can get a 5v5, you might be able to win it. The problem is, can you win a 5v5 without losing so much to Fiora that it's actually worth it? I think maybe if you can make a pick. Okay, we're going to see a replay of what happened to the Nami here. I think she just got Sedge ulted. She was kind of, yeah, she was pretty Chad here with no flash and just kind of.
Wow, that is, you can't go for that control ward there.
No, that's
actually just
bold.
completely ignoring the realm
Okay,
ward.
yeah, so that was kind of, felt like a freebie given over. I'm not sure Impunity really did a whole lot there. I think Nami just kind of died, but yeah, so I think Dewish team, they have to try buy a little bit more time for Kassanen to hit his tier, and then I think the only way they're going to win a fight is if they make a pick onto maybe Ryze, but it's just so hard. Pepero gets Yumi ulted.
Wow, I'm surprised he got away with that.
Well, he did have both sums. I think it would have been sort of hard to commit on to him.
I feel like it's worth it to burn the Sedge ult for the cleanse, though.
Yeah, probably. Fiora is doing... Yeah, Fiora is doing Fiora
slightly.
things. I like this a lot. If you can bring Kassadin to the side, I think Fiora definitely wins versus Kassadin in the 1v1. And I think if both of you... If it's just a 4v4, Kassadin and Fiora aren't in it, definitely Impunity is going to win.
It feels like Dewish team rapidly running out of ways to come back into this game.
They might actually look at Baron right here. They have a lot of topside control, so they can just kind of start it. And I don't think Dewish team are going to be able to reclaim the vision. They actually got the red.
That's a big dub for Xiaotu.
Yeah, feels good. Okay, so Baron was not started. There is a Scuttle Crab vision thing there, so it is kind of hard to just pull the trigger on it.
Yeah, I feel like Impunity are pretty happy with just sort of staying in this kind of state of the game because Driver can actually just keep picking up these jungle camps.
Okay, so they've altered into the back of the pit, and they, with the Sedge not there, they probably don't think they're doing it. I wonder if Sedge will actually just keep showing herself here. Okay, no, turns to the Baron. I think this is going to go down. There's just too much ground for Dewish team to retake before they can actually get here.
Yeah, and
they know they're on it, but I think it's too little too late. Can maybe Poppy flash in and steal it 1k? No, they cannot. They did try and go for it, but now with no flash, might get engaged on. The Nami burns heal.
Poppy ult knocks away too.
Okay, Poppy ult was kind of crazy, but with Yuumi here, I'm not even sure Sedge can die. Now, Poppy has no flash. I think she's going to go down.
IMP slowly back on the chase again. Atlan.
Oh, huge rise E. If he can follow up with the damage, they're all stacked. Zerial comes through. Kassadin is here, and Fiora's on the flank as well. Zeri is going in pretty deep. I think Dewish team are about to get wiped here. Oh, there's actually kills going down on both sides. Fiora gets the ult off. Kassadin has no more mana.
Oh, he's
just dead. Oh, he got the W. I think he might still be dead to Fiora Yuumi.
Yeah.
Oh, that just feels so bad.
It's rough,
yeah, I mean, honestly, pretty nice attempt from Dewish team. I feel like they got a really good Poppy ult.
Yeah,
I think they're just too far behind. I look at the gold lead now. It's just kind of insurmountable. I'm not sure how Pepero got all the way over here, but he did manage to escape. Arrow's going down. Another day, another just destructive rise.
Yeah, there were signs of life in that fight from Lakunai. He did find a pretty good ult and managed to take out Alex as well with his all out.
Damn Fiora damage.
Yeah, that is
popping.
There's a lot of damage all across the board from Impunity actually, whereas on Dewish team side it's mainly coming out from Xiaotu on the Kassadin. But it's hard. Impunity have like some pretty good peeling / CC tools as well to sort of dissuade that Kassadin damage
TP coming in. This Rise does not have flash or ult. I think he's going to go down. I think there's just too much CC for him to get out. This TP's coming in. Fiora's going to try save him. I think Mission dies here, and if he does, maybe Dewish team can win the fight. He actually Zhonya's. He's buying so much time for his team. He finally goes down. Kassadin picks up a 1k, but is it going to matter? I think Zeri. There's no threat left onto the Zeri here. She can kind of just hit for free, and Kassadin's forced to disengage from the fight already. Sedgel onto the Lucian. Cleanse is burned. They're all kiting out, but I think they're all dead. I'm pretty sure they just get cleaned up. Yeah, and I think they're all just
They're chasing for scraps now.
The Kassadin gets out, and he got a 1k, but at the cost of all your team dying. Mission, obviously he got caught out there, but he did manage to buy a huge amount of time.
So much. He was running so quickly. The Rite of Ages speed coming in handy as well as the phase rush.
And the stopwatch as well
was stopwatch.
Really, really nice.
Yeah, and they really just set up Atlan to succeed because as soon as they've used so much onto Mission, it becomes sort of a free playground for Atlan to play around in.
Yeah. Okay. Fiora, I think she's fine. Don't feel like these guys have enough. Okay, actually queuing back in. Bold move. Might end up going down for that.
TP?
Never mind. Fiora's OP. Got the ult.
Everyone's OP to you.
Rise ult comes in. This is, okay, actually did not take it. That was probably a smart move. Probably would have instantly died.
Yeah, Impunity looking to put the final nails.
Ooh, Rise actually gets CC. Will he go down? I mean, he's really tanky. He takes a long time to die. Stopwatches again. How broken is that?
Oh, but actually not too bad from Dewish team. I feel like they need Mission to be able to do what they're doing now.
Yeah, Kassadin tries to go in, but I feel like it's not worth it. You just take so much damage. They kind of have to do something, though, or the minions are just going to end the game, and I think this might be it. Driver ends up godlike after getting solo killed by Cassante, so that's kind of more like it. Kind of a big fan of this viewer. I don't know if they can quite end the game here. Maybe Kassadin will go for some insane base defense. The Poppy ult goes crazy. Kassadin picks up another shutdown. I mean, he's 4-1 and 2. He's level 15.
Wow.
Can they do anything off this? Baron's not
really.
Up. They
could get to clear waves.
They may. I'm not even sure they can get this dragon, if I'm honest. And it's the 4th drag.
That was a lot. Let's take a look back at the Baron fight, rather.
Yeah, so this was kind of wild. The Poppy ult was really good at the start, but I think the problem is the 2 people left are sort of unkillable, so you can't really abuse the time. And then after that, they just kind of overextended with all their cooldowns. Furor does have a really good fight, and they were really stacked up here. I mean, this is the Ryze dream, just having 4 people stacked on top of each other. Same for Zeri as well, right? Like, you're really happy with this situation. Furor does have the long flank here. If you are going to come to a team fight, at least come when all the cooldowns are burned, you know, which is exactly what happens here. Is able to clean up. Now, in this little corner replay, Dewish team did actually manage to pick up the drag.
I don't think it means much at the start of the game, but it does definitely deny that soul from Impunity, which is going to be hopefully a big enough deal for Dewish team to find a favorable fight for themselves. Xiaozhu did not make it out of there alive.
Yeah, so this game is all up to Cassidy at this point. He's level 16, he's scaled. I'm not sure he can do it. He's down 10k gold, and there is a fair amount of, you know, there's Ryze point and click, there's Sedge CC. It's going to be difficult. Yeah, I feel like you probably just hit this inhib and let the minions kind of clear.
Looking for another Poppy ult, but he's just going to use it as a zone this time.
This inhib is going to go down, and I think, honestly, that might kind of be it. So, all right, there's an engage already.
Lakana going all out. Manages to find Atlan, but he's still full HP.
Yeah, Ryze is taking a lot of damage. Okay, the Cassante, this is the squishiest Cassante I've ever seen. Ryze actually ulted in the backline. It's just hitting the Nami. But no one can really kill him. I think Cassidy is scaled, but is he going to be able to do it?
Getting a lot of damage
great stopwatch, by the way. Really nice. Okay, Xiaozhu is really doing his best, but I think the inhib is just, or not the inhib, the big inhib is just going to die to the minions. Cassidy is kind of doing his best, but I think they can just end even if Cassidy gets a lot of kills. Yeah, the game is over. Wow. Woo, what a workout.
Dewish team actually finding some pretty good angles there, especially with a lot of good Poppy ults coming out from WSL to sort of prolong their suffering, I guess. They were very close in their last fight. You could definitely see that Xiaozhu, you know, he had reached the point where he was dishing out a lot of damage in those fights. But it's just like too little too late.
Yeah, I think Cassidy is kind of an absurd champion, but I think that's really